Finally Sonny and Samuel came running. They came from different directions and almost collided in the door out to the platform.
"You can read your fairy tales yourselves,"
said the conductor. But he forgot to add, one at a time. They started at exactly the same time, almost as if it had been about the start of a race.
There was once a little rail car, which was named Tootman.
They stopped, glared at each other and showed their teeth.
That's my story.
No, mine.
Mine, I said.
At once they took out their pencils and started fencing. Susanna had to go in between.
Stop fighting. You have written the same story and you gain nothing by fencing. This may be arranged in another way.
The best way is that I read my fairy tale.
That was the most cheeky thing. If anyone is going to read his story, it's me. Besides, I'm station master here, I want to point out.
The fact you're station master has nothing to do with your fairy tale. No, now we decide like this. You read every other sentence each.
I go first. There was once a little.
No, There was once.
Now Susanna became seriously angry. She looked tensely at them and said,
You should have slaps on your fingers. Behaving yourself as toddlers. Now we decide that Sonny will start, just because Samuel said that about him being the station master.
But I'm station master.
Silent. Start now, Sonny.
Sonny coughed a few times and looked around. Suddenly everything had become so solemn and he began to feel nervous. Susanna really has to push him.
There was once a little rail car named Tootman. His mother was.
Stop. It was every other sentence.
Samuel was red with anger.
I have no full stop there. So I continue.
But you don't have a full stop anywhere. That's cheating. Now Samuel reads his sentence. And then you get to read again. It's best that I put down the full stops. You really behave as if you weren't dry behind the ears.
Then I read now. His mother was the most beautiful restaurant cart in the whole country. She cooked so well.
But Samuel then. You had a full stop there, big as a cannonball. It's Sonny's turn.
She cooked so well that all train engineers in the whole world just followed her.
The station master finally came up the idea to put cotton swabs in the noses of the train engineers so that the good sense wouldn't tempt them.
It now had gone really well for 2 whole sentences. Susanna was surprised. But that didn't last long. Sonny took a deep breath and threw himself into a giant sentence.
But there was a real crook locomotive, the electric locomotive Thunderbolt, who loved her meatballs so much that he robbed her away and locked her in a tunnel in Switzerland, where neither sun nor moon shone, and where she stayed increasingly thinner on the wheels and paler on the plate, and where the meatballs eventually became like little pinheads and barely even that. And there.
Stop! He's cheating. That's not what it says in my fairy tale. This is how I wrote, but her little son, the brave rail car Tootman, was looking for his mother, so his little wheels glowed and one day he found her in the tunnel, but then.
Now it was Sonny's turn to spit sparks.
Now Samuel crashes away and ignores everyone full stops. No, this is how it should be. But then came Thunderbolt in and threw electricity at him, but Tootman ducked and threw oil on his lanterns. So Thunderbolt saw nothing, and then Tootman took the opportunity and took his mother with him and fled home to Santa Will. And there was a big party and a very, very collision. When he would kiss her goodnight. Clear end from Sonny Soot and his little fairy tale.
Samuel took a deep breath and said so it echoed across the platform.
My end is much better. Just listen here. But then, inside the tunnel, Tootman was overwhelmed by Thunderbolt. Now the boiled steamer is fried, Tootman thought, but it was not. for Thunderbolt was so thick that he got stuck in the tunnel, and then Tootman took advantage and fled with his mother home to Santa Will, and they got here big collie collision kiss for his trouble. It was a real party ending. Clear from Samuel.
At first it was very quiet, but then the applause broke out and the conductor came forward and shook hands with the two authors. He said that both tales were equally good and that neither of them would be fired up. One was to be sent to China and the other to Greenland. Everyone thought it was a good decision. Then the train engineer played a little song on the steam whistle and the fairy tale express stumbled away. And left on the platform stood Susanna, Samuel and Sonny.
Thank you, Samuel, for a good fight.
Thank you. We were probably pretty evenly played. But next year we'll write different fairy tales. We'll pinky swear on that.
Yes, we pinky swear on that,
said Sonny, and then they hit their pinky fingers together, so it sparkled. Then they hurried to the workshop, because now there weren't many days left until Christmas and the locomotive was still far from finished. And if they had time enough, that still remained to be seen.